Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our second broker-owner meeting of 2020. The meeting today is brought to you by the Macomb County chapter of the Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors. My name is Bob Taylor, CEO of the Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors. I am your MC today. To begin the meeting, all are on mute. During the meeting, if only those who are about to speak would unmute, the meeting will go a lot smoother and it will be easier for everyone to hear. If you have questions during the meeting, please use the chat function. At this time, I would like to introduce Chris Van Bell, your Macomb chapter president.
Thank you, Bob. Good morning and welcome, everybody. It's nice to see you all here. Let's start our meeting as we usually love to do with our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and
justice for all. Thank you again. And I also did want to remind everyone that tomorrow's Veterans Day. So if you are a veteran or anybody that you know and love close to you as a veteran, please go ahead and put it in the chat box so we can say thank you. I would like to personally say thank you. We love our vets and we love, that they put it all on the line for us. Of course, our meeting today would not be possible without our two sponsors, First Premier Title and Weatherstone Property Inspections. We will be hearing from both of them in just a few minutes. I should also mention that nothing we do would be possible without our corporate partners. Take a look at all of them. And hey, if you have an opportunity, reach out, say hi, and show them that we do appreciate all that they do. Today, we're pleased to have with us two individuals from Macomb County. Maria Zardes, the Program Director of the Business Outreach and Communications Group, and Jerry Santoro, Program Director of the Parks and Natural Resources Group. Also joining us this morning, the CEO from the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce, Catherine Greene. She'll give us an update too a little bit later on everything going on with the Anchor Bay Chamber. So with that, I'm going to give it back to Bob. Thank you, guys.
Allison, if you would restart my video, I'd appreciate it. I seem to fit. There we go. Thank you. And with that, thank you, Chris. Before we hear from our guests, I want you to first take a moment to listen to this important message from one of today's sponsors, Tina Hambleton of First Premier Title.
Hi, my name is Tina Hambleton, and I am the manager at First Premier Title in Shelby Township. We are located on Hayes Road between Hall Road and 21 Mile and the Hayes Shopping Plaza. I want to thank you for allowing me to be your sponsor today, and I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this video. I wanted to go over a type of deed that I have been seeing, a type of quitclaim deed, I should say, that I have been seeing quite often lately, and I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called a life estate deed, or also known as a ladybird deed. And what that deed does, it allows the creator, while they are still alive, to name their beneficiaries upon their death. The reason for this, it would avoid probate. It is prepared by an attorney, and it is part of estate planning. Upon the creator's death, the deed is then, the property is then transferred over to the beneficiaries, and they become the owners of the property. I've been seeing it quite often, and again, it does avoid probate. Again, it does have to be done by an attorney, but it does save the hassle of your beneficiaries through going through probate. I thought it was quite interesting because of the fact of how many we have been seeing, and I just thought it would be a little bit of information that may be helpful to you so you know exactly what that is. I've also seen that if the creator has then upon their death has transferred it to their trust, then we would need trust information as well. But I thought it was a little bit of information that may help you when you see those. It is, again, something that your customer would have to go and see an attorney, because it's definitely part of estate planning, because there are other ways you can go as well. But I just thought that little tidbit of information might help you out. Again, we're located in Shelby Township. Tina Hambleton. My phone number is 580-2138. If you would like any more information, I would be more than happy to help you with that. Hope you guys have a great day, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Tina. And again, thank you to First Premier Title for being one of our sponsors today. In February, we heard from Maria Zardes, who provided excellent information to our broker owners about what was taking place within Macomb County. She also introduced us to the Make Macomb Your Home website and the many resources available to us as real estate agents. Please remember to use the chat function if you have questions. Here with an update is Maria Zardes, Program Director of Business Development and Communications for Macomb County.
Thank you, Bob. Good morning, everyone. And yes, you're absolutely correct. I looked it up this morning. The last time that I had the pleasure of being before this group was in person. It was February 6th, and it was at the Premier Event Center in Clinton Township. And my goodness, how my world has changed since then. On March 11th, I was actually pulled out of my department and called into what was known as the Emergency Operations Center to be a part of Macomb County's response to the coronavirus. I'm also part of the EOC's Joint Information Center, or JIC, and we are now primarily responsible for making sure that we are providing current and credible information about the pandemic to the public. At the time that we were all in person, for those of you that were at the meeting, I encouraged you to follow us on social media. I hope that you have done so and that you've been seeing some of the product of an effort of a team of people working together to keep things moving forward. You know, I hope that many of you have participated in Mark Hackle's State of the County address in the past. Typically, it was held for 10 years, it was held on the first Wednesday in December. I can tell you that that is not going to happen this year, that it'll be postponed a little bit. I encourage you to look for that invitation and to participate in that event. I do expect the executive to provide an overview of Macomb County's just incredible response to this. I guess one of the most amazing things to say is that 80% of our workforce is working remotely, as is dictated by DC and Michigan Department of Health and Human Services directive. That being, if you can work remotely, that's what should be permitted. And to say that 2,600 employees, 80% of 2,600 employees are now working remotely, and that counties continue to chug on forward is just one part of the very amazing story that I've been able to be a part of these last few months. I'm next have the pleasure of introducing my colleague, Jerry Santoro, who's going to give you some information through his perspective about the Blue Economy Initiative, which is one of those things I think that we talked about briefly in February, one of Mark Hackle's very first initiatives when he became county executive. And I'll mute out while he speaks and absolutely stay with the meeting for the Q&A that follows in case anyone has any questions for me. Jerry?
Well, hello there. Jerry Santoro. I'm going to get my presentation up here. I hope everyone can see that. Maybe give me a thumbs up so you can see it. We're good. All right. Thank you. And thank you for having me today. I'm very happy to talk with you all about what's going on in Macomb County. We are in a very interesting position as well, as we have moved into a full-blown revamping of this division within planning and economic development, and renaming it based on a strategic plan to from parks and Natural Resources and Water, and then now we're changing the name to Parks and Natural Resources. And this is to further expand our vision for the county. And I can explain a little bit about how that applies. Just know that with this presentation, I do have a lot of information. I'm not going to go into great detail on any one particular project or piece of this, but I'm just sort of going to give you an overview as it applies, I think, to realtors. I am a real estate agent. I do not have, I'm not practicing as a realtor right now, but maybe someday in the future again, I will, and I look forward to it. It's a very robust industry, and I really enjoyed the couple of years that I actually did work in it. One thing I'd like to just sort of put into perspective here, you know, this beautiful satellite image, right, of the Great Lakes. We always see this, right? You know, we look at it, it's a very interesting place on the globe. And as we all know, that 70% of the globe is covered in water. Less than 2.5% of that is fresh water. And of that 2.5%, it's only less than 0.5% that's actually available for human use. And of that that's available, 1/5 of that fresh water is in our backyard. Goes right through St. Clair River, Lake St. Clair, Detroit River. So we are in one of those very, very fortunate places on Earth, and it's for us to take care of. So this Parks and Natural Resources programming area basically focuses on 4 major areas. It's about implementing the countywide master plan. It's about incorporating the Blue Economy programming, our new Green Macomb brand, and then providing resources for local governments. I'm just going to right up front tell you that this is no surprise to anyone, but recreational boating is a very big deal in Macomb County. It's a very big deal in the state of Michigan, whereas we rank number 3 in the nation. However, specifically Lake St. Clair and its environs is estimated to have between $1.7 and $2 billion economic impact annually, and it employs nearly 6,000 people. We do have a vast amount of registered boaters in our community, as well as in Wayne County and in Oakland County and St. Clair County. So we're sort of an epicenter of recreational boating. Macomb County is really significant in the fact that we have over 16,000 boat slips, which compares to almost none other county in the country except for maybe Miami-Dade County in Florida. And what's also very interesting is that if you look at the U.S. waters of the Great Lakes within the state of Michigan, this is the fishing pressure. So if you look on the left side, that's our vast water resources within the state of Michigan. And then if you look to the right, you can see how important Lake St. Clair and its contributing waters actually represent nearly 46% of all the Great Lakes fishing is done within this region. So that really explains why all of our state boat launches, everything else within our community is oriented so much towards the water. And we have a lot of fishermen, we have a lot of recreational boaters, and as you can imagine, it's a major part of our lifestyle. We also bring in annually fishing and angling events at a world-class level. And 8 out of the 9 last years, we have been sought out by the biggest names in bass fishing, including Bassmaster, FLW, and Major League Fishing. And we are hosting a major event that's televised typically worldwide. We got lucky this last year because with COVID and lack of sports on ESPN, we had over 3 million viewers of our event that took place in late August. So that's pretty amazing. And of course, we look forward to September 2021, where we'll be hosting the Major League Fishing Final at the Nautical Mile in St. Clair Shores. Our master plan was preceded by a strategic plan that helped us develop our concept of renaming our division to better serve the people of Macomb County and visitors alike. And as a result, our comprehensive master plan identified that providing parks, recreation opportunities, and enhancing natural resources and environmental stewardship is very important to people. Foster community development and engage them. Encourage healthy lifestyles. We have created a healthy parks initiative with our parks directors and our health department, and supporting economic development. These are some Geo representations of our plans. On the far left, you can see our blue and green infrastructure plan that identifies our walkable downtowns, which are in yellow or along the coast. Our regional trail network that includes the Iron Belt Trail, our water trails, which include the main branch of the Clinton River and coastal Lake St. Clair, and then our greenways plan and our major parks. In the center, you'll see what we call our Greene Macomb Urban Forestry Partnership. I'll get into that a little bit more. And then finally, on the far right side, you'll see our coastal access plan. Our strategic plan for our blue economy includes these 5 major areas, which is to increase accessibility to the lake. Unfortunately, or fortunately for those who live on the lake, it's not a very accessible part of our community unless you are a boat owner or you're going to a specific park. So part of what our goal is to enhance that accessibility by providing greater land acquisition and programs along the water. That includes both Lake St. Clair and the Clinton River. So we're also looking to enhance and improve the water quality of Lake St. Clair. We've made major headway since the late 90s with the phase 2 regulations through the EPA, which requires local governments to be responsive to not just the volume, but also the quality of the water that leaves our communities through storm water or any other means. Also, we're looking to increase the number of entertainment and recreational opportunities. We're seeking additional funding opportunities. We are the only county in the SEMCOG region that does not have a countywide millage for parks. And as a result, we are finding we have to collaborate a lot and to also seek funds typically through granting agencies. We also are developing and implementing marketing, education, and advocacy programming. I'm just going to show you a couple quick projects, major projects, I might say. This is mostly done through Great Lakes Restoration funding through various different federal or state agencies. But we have been very instrumental in working with partners in identifying these and securing the funding. This is the Ford Cove, which has just announced that we will be doing a major restoration, coastal restoration for fish habitat. And so that is just undergoing the design phase now. A couple of years ago, we did a resiliency grant for City of St. Clair Shores, the nautical mile, and you can see that they're trying to make that a more visitor-friendly place with signage, destination locations, and capstoning it with their parks, both at the north end at Blossom Heath and the 9-mile gateway there. Brandenburg Park up in Chesterfield Township is undergoing a nearly $1 million restoration of its coastal area due to they had failed seawalls and they were going to replace them. And I said, well, hold on, let's see if we can get some funding and see if we can do this in a long-lasting way, which also aids in the fish habitat for Lake St. Clair. And we were successful in getting NOAA funding for that as well. The Salt River Nature Center up at Jefferson and Salt River, just south of New Baltimore along Jefferson, is undergoing 3 separate projects. The Salt River Marsh, Salt River Nature Center was just recently announced with Chesterfield Township, and then of course the Weber Paddle Park, which will be accessibility for coastal, safe landing, as well as up the Salt River, the 2.5 miles up the Salt River. So it's going to be a really heavily utilized paddling center, Southeast Michigan. Anchor Bay Woods up in New Baltimore. It's a large tract of some globally rare flat mesic hardwoods, which is very difficult to find. There's not much left, but it has a specific ecosystem that we are trying to keep intact, specifically for bird migration and habitat for amphibians, as well as other aquatic species. And then the Clinton River is one of the most celebrated most recently. This river actually, about 2004, when I was very early at the county, I had some people come out and take a look at our river to see if we could ever make it a clear enough or clean enough to be a paddling sports area. And after their 80th portage between Yates Cider Mill and downtown Utica, they got out of their boats after a 7-hour grueling pointed at me and said, this river will never be a recreational area for paddling. Well, I sort of took that personally, as did thousands of other people. And we actually worked on cleaning up this river, removing the debris, the large woody debris from all the ash trees, cleaning it up, improving the water quality and connecting these communities. And now we have 32 miles and 2 vendors that are doing tens of thousands of boat trips every summer. This year would just, blew the records right out, because, they're only in their 3rd or 4th year, but they're in the tens, 20, 30,000 trips annually. So it's really improving quickly. We also recently announced with our Bicentennial Legacy Fund that in Harrison Township and Clinton Township, we'll be adding 2 more universally designed ADA compliant boat launches that will further enhance the 8 locations we already have and to make it even more accessible. We also have a program called Greene Macomb. Greene Macomb sort of looks at the land piece of what we do. And we've created an urban forestry partnership to increase tree canopy. We're also looking at floodplain conservation that's being done up the Salt River, as well as the North Branch of the Clinton River. We just finished a major study there. And then also open space conservation, hunting, and I might add camping to that as well. But the Greene Macomb Urban Forestry Partnership we began about 4 years ago because we were the location in Southeast Michigan. They had the lowest tree canopy cover. It's recommended by USDA for a suburban urban area. They have about a 40% tree cover. Think of Grosse Pointe Park. Those are 2 of 4 communities in Southeast Michigan that actually achieved that 40% tree canopy cover. Ferndale and Pleasant Ridge are the other 2. So you can tell that we had some communities that were 11% tree. So they literally have to quadruple their tree canopy to be within that realm. We also know that it's important for various reasons to grow your investment, to live better, reduce pollution, support your community and your health. But what's really important about this for realtors is that homes with trees on the average sell 2 days faster for up to 15% more. I might say that that's trees and landscaping. People will pay 7% higher in rental rates for commercial offices with high quality trees and landscaping. The tree is the only asset that increases in value with age. So homeowners get 109% return for investing in trees. All this can be found at green.macombgov.org. Very important set of resources for every community within Macomb County, but also resources like planting species lists, how to plant a tree, so on and so forth for anyone. We also are looking at restoring or transforming the Sterling Relief Drain into a greenway. We are on our 3rd major federal grant. We've already restored about 2.5 miles, and we're turning it into a flood control area that actually allows the water to seep back into the water table instead of just rushing it off into the Red Run, into the Lake St. Clair with all the pollutants. And we've had huge success. We've got the construction done for the first 2.5 miles. This is the third mile that we will be incorporating. We just got this funded through Southeast Michigan Resiliency Fund, and that will be taking place over the next 1.5 years. North Branch Greenway we just completed, goes up from Clinton Township. Next, the Freedom Trail along 16 mile all the way up to the Macomb Trail near Armada and Romeo. This is a multifaceted flood prevention area, so floodplain conservation as well as a recreational opportunity. We're working with each of those 4 local governments and here on Clinton Metro Park to enhance this. We already have our initial grant applications in to start looking at acquiring property and transforming this into a really viable option and bring big green necklace right up through the center of the county. Macomb Township is right now is looking at incorporating it completely into their master plan and will then therefore transform and comply their ordinances to this vision. And then also the county brings model ordinances to the local government. So we look at stormwater management, floodplains, wetlands. You can see we have plenty there. If you're interested, please either contact me or go to Macomb County Planning and Economic Development and you can find these. And then also we're looking at invasive species management. As you know, this is a major problem. I think Phragmites is the one that we know the best, but there are plenty of others, both aquatic and terrestrial, both fauna and flora, meaning both plant life and animal life, that are need to be taken under control because they're destroying our natural ecosystem and potentially killing off specific parts of our ecology. And so we're working on that as well. It's called the Lake St. Clair SISMA. The Grosse Pointes do participate with Macomb County and St. Clair County for the Lake St. Clair cluster. And we are in the process of doing multiple implementation grants as we speak. So the future of our parks and natural resources is to continue to build these partnerships with local communities, nonprofits, corporate partners, and philanthropic efforts. We also are looking to develop a means to access parks, trails, waterways, natural features throughout the county. And also we're looking to promote these parks and natural resources assets within the county for the enjoyment of everyone and for improved lifestyle and for the sustainability of our community as a whole. That is it in a nutshell. I know it's a lot of information, but I thank you for your attention. I guess we can go to question and answer if we have any time.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry and Maria. And I know both of you have meetings that you need to get to, but before you go, Allison, do we have any questions for them?
We do have a few questions. The first one, are there county-owned boat slips that could provide additional revenue and increase access to the lake?
I will answer that. There is not specifically county-owned. There are community-owned marinas. St. Clair Shores has 2 of them, I believe. Some of the Grosse Pointes have them. But overall, no. Other than that, they're predominantly owned privately. And I might also say that there's a lot of locations in which you can place your boats in the water if you're going to tow them in. But that's a little bit different than having a place to keep a larger boat. And I'm not uncertain as to whether they allow out of community access to those. I know that most of these marinas have run out of space. They're a premium at this point. And so every boat slip that is available is actually growing in value. So unfortunately, we don't have more. So that may be something to look at.
Very good, thank you. Another question. What has proven to be the most sustainable way to develop the lakefront and grow its economy without increasing the likelihood of flooding?
Well, some of those projects that I sort of identified, including the Sterling Relief and the North Branch of the Clinton River, and to some degree the Salt River, Those restoration efforts are all look to try and control flood waters. The Sterling Relief Drain actually, just everything just went directly into a drain and then right out through hard structures. Now we have it going in. We have 3 of those, 5.5 miles now allow for that water to actually fill up within the basin, slowly sink back down into the groundwater, and then naturally as it should. And then it cleans it and it cools it off, and that's good for the lake as well. So there are examples of what we're doing on a large scale. We consider that one a very successful implementation project because it took the cooperation of Public Works, was large in scale, and it was a major flood in August 11, 2014, as we know, and will help offset some of those flooding concerns.
Thank you. Maria, this one's for you. What is the number one thing people can do to contain the spread of COVID?
Thank you for asking that question. I will tell you from my perspective, things that I've heard, the number one thing that people can do is if you are not feeling well, stay home. Don't take a chance. Secondly, obviously, if you do have to go out and you're mingling with the public, that is going to help you and the people around you. So stay home if you're sick, wear your mask if you have to go out. How's that?
Thank you, Maria. It looks like Catherine Greene from the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce has her hand raised. Catherine, did you have a question?
Well, talking about the boat slips, I am not sure if anybody is aware, but New Baltimore has boat slips that are free for the day. So you can pull right into the Anchor Bay Harbor, dock your boat, and walk up and down New Baltimore and do shopping and eating.
Yeah, that's a good point. New Baltimore has transient slips right at the foot of their downtown. St. Clair Shores has some. So do a lot of the private marinas because they have facilities like McRae, Belmar, Jefferson, a couple of the other ones also have that capability. And actually, Nautical Mile is looking at how they can do a bike rental program so that you can park your boat and check out the rest of the Nautical Mile, do shopping, go to eat, and then ride your bike back and get back on your boat. So those aren't permanent, those are not overnight. I will say that Metro Beach, they have overnight docking. So that's another place where you can do overnight. I take that back. Some private marinas do allow overnight, but at a fee.
Fantastic, thank you. We do have time for one more question. What is the key reason parks and access to public lands are important to overall value of our properties?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. As we all know, we're living in a world right now that has become increasingly electronic. Work from home options are almost the norm at this point. Many jobs can be done almost anywhere, which is pretty amazing. And as a result of that, it's all about quality of life. It's about access to recreation. As we know, we always say that the millennials and the younger crowd, they like their walkable downtowns. They like access to recreation. That's where they choose to pick and live. But even more increasingly, we're seeing the baby boom generation that is retiring wants those exact same things. And as a result, marketing the assets that are regional and close by in our community is very smart for realtors. That it's telling our story. I am really happy to be able to explain what we're doing. That's been my mantra right from the beginning. People can live where they want to live, so let's make it better and let's show it off.
Great,
Very
thank you.
good.
I'm sorry, Allison.
But Bob, before you take back over, Jerry and Maria, if you'd like to drop your contact information into the chat box, that would be fantastic. Back to you, Bob. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for that ad, Allison. And again, thank you to Jerry and Maria. I'm sure it's not the last time we'll be hearing from you. Also sponsoring today's meeting is Weatherstone House Inspections. Please listen to this message from Matt Hake, founder and owner.
Good day, friends of the Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors. My name is Matt Haig with Weatherstone Property Inspections. We began as a family business some time ago, and we have evolved into a premier service provider with 10 amazing people. Over the years, we've been working with great people like you, realtors, lenders, appraisers, title people, your buyers and sellers, helping your clients with all sorts of transactions. So I guess the question is, why Weatherstone? To put it simply, we get it. The inspection business is a lot bigger than just the inspection itself. It has to do with being a great service provider, educating our customers, providing excellent inspections, yes, but also clear communications, being problem solvers, getting the details right, and getting the deals done. Sure, we do inspections, home, commercial, well and septic, water testing, air quality testing. We do all that along with sewer scopes, BA pest inspections, specialty inspections of all types, and of course we are a 203K provider. But like any other business, our services are only a part of a bigger picture. We have developed a systematic process that you can rely on. Consistent and balanced reporting, that's important for realtors, responsive staff, and continuous quality of improvement. We just want to keep getting it better. The additional resources that we provide are things like letters for those lenders and appraiser concerns. We write several letters a week. We attach our credentials. We work through those things, helping you to get to the finish line with your deals. We also want to be a reliable source for answers to tough questions, which kind of leads me to the next thing that Weatherstone has really been developing, and that is our real education for realtors. So our courses that we've developed have been certified for CE credits as realtors to get your annual renewal for your licensing. And as part of that, we have developed courses that are directly geared towards helping the realtor increase their knowledge base on topics where maybe they didn't really have the tools, things that they're not going to see, like the septic systems, attics and crawl spaces, places where the realtor doesn't go. We've also got some legal credits for classes like our Macomb County Ordinance for well and septic for property transfers. So that said, one of our goals is to be a part of elevating the entire inspection industry, and we are excited to be a part of that. I just want to thank you for the opportunity to partner with your businesses and grow with you in the months and years ahead. Looking forward to 2021.
Matt, I think we're all looking forward to 2021. And thank you for your sponsorship of today's meeting and the message that you've provided. If you look the word dynamic up in the dictionary, you're likely to see as one of its definitions, Catherine Greene, the CEO of the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce. She is one of the most energetic people I know. She's here today to give us an update on what's going on in the world of Anchor Bay. Again, if you have any questions, please use the chat function. Catherine, take it away.
Well, thank you for having me, everybody. Bob, do you have that video available still?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
We're ready to show it.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to come speak today and tell you just how wonderful the Anchor Bay Chamber is. We not just represent New Baltimore, we also represent Chesterfield, Lenox, New Haven, and Irish Township. What's unique about that is we're not just a chamber from Macomb County, we also represent the southern part of St. Clair County. So I have a big job to do uh, with 5 communities. I love it. The communities are great. And just today, we put in another 12 new members. So people are excited about the things that are going on here in Anchor Bay. And it's not just the chamber, it's the communities themselves. So Bob, if you could put the video on, that would be great.
Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors. This is Catherine Greene, the Executive Director of the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce. And I want to thank you for allowing me to come speak with you today. A couple of things that I would like to go over is utilizing the chamber to help inform your buyers of which community is right for them. One of the things that we have at the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce is this chamber directory. And in this directory, we have information about each 5 of the communities that we represent. Here, for example, is Chesterfield. Bring it up a little bit closer. We have our local government, our information in regards to our Parks and Rec, library information, and also information in regards to their senior center. Why is this so important to you? The family lifestyle is mom, dad, grandma, grandpa going to be living with them. What amenities do they have for them? Young families, school districts. Are they going to be in Anchor Bay School District, or are they going to be going to L'Anse Creuse School District, right? Shopping. Do you like to shop little boutiques and small businesses, or do you like to go shop at the big box stores? All of that information, businesses information are in these chamber directories as well. What types of businesses are there? Restaurants. Where is the best place to go for restaurants? Do you want to just go to a quick restaurant for a drive-through? Are they looking for family style restaurants? Are they looking for people that are coming out of town? Let's go and do some shopping, right? And then go have a cocktail and some calamari, right? It's great calamari fins. So we have that information. So it really helps with the lifestyle. Also the lifestyle, are they boaters? Where's the closest boat ramps for them? Or are they relocating? Are they coming to a Suffragette or National Guard base? What is going to be best for them? We also have some information at our chamber from Macomb County. Gives them a lot of information for them to do research. It also helps you to do the research for your buyers, all right? Be prepared, be prepared. Also, we have information at our chamber, Lakeshore Living Guide. What are the amenities that are around this area? Information, shopping, there's real estate, gotta find eating. Here's some fins in the wooden valve. Just full of information to help. And also, you can also pick up the Macomb Now magazine. What is happening? What is in Macomb County that your buyers may be looking for? So that's pretty much enough that I have to say about the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce, full of resources. Realtors, utilize the chamber, not just my chamber, but chambers that are all the way around. We have 6 of them in Macomb County. Reach out to them, get the information that you need to help your buyers. Be that star for those. Now I'm going to have Janice DeGregory come and speak real quick and tell you how she utilizes her chamber and her chamber membership. Janice?
Hi everybody, good to see you again. I'm also a member of our wonderful Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors as a broker owner of JD and Associates. I was honored this year to be the recipient of a award for the business that most utilized our Chamber of Commerce. I happen to belong to the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce. Like I said, there are several in our community and there's several across lower eastern Michigan. As utilizing it, and what I got awarded for was I took advantage of the opportunities given by the chamber. I'm an ambassador, and ambassadorship is a voluntary position that I help out with all the events and the marketing and getting involved in the community and helping out with the events and signing in and We have bang groups and networking groups, and I've utilized all the resources, and with that utilization, I've been able to provide really great services to my buyer clients because I've got that information to share with them. I invite them to special events, networking opportunities for you realtors that are looking to join a Chamber of Commerce. We all have them. But as an ambassador and as a Grosse Pointe Board member, I want to welcome you all to your favorite chamber. Please utilize the resources. They're momentous, and you'll find the benefit in using these resources. So Catherine, back to you.
Thank you, Janice. And thank you very much for having me come and speak with you today. And I hope to see you all at our chamber events. You are part of our chamber. The Grosse Pointe Board of Realtors is part of our chamber. And you're more than welcome to come to our coffee connections that we hold once a month.
Well, thank you very much. I'm not very big into videotaping. I'm more of a
we will see you soon.
right up front
Again,
type of
thank
girl.
you.
Does anybody have any questions? Now, one of the things before we start going into questions is Janice. She does run one of our bang groups, but we just don't. Well, we have other opportunities for realtors coming and being part of our after hour mixers, our coffee connections, and it's reaching out and making contacts with other realtors or other businesses that you could utilize or they could utilize you as well.
So Alice, do we have any questions for Catherine? I don't know if Janice is on the call this morning, but do we have any questions for Catherine?
Yes, here's one question. Are there any digital resources that realtors can post to their website and social media platforms or send out to their clients?
Okay, repeat that again. You kind of broke up on that.
Sure. Are there any digital resources from the chamber that realtors can post to their website or social media or send out to their clients?
Yes. So if you go to the Anchor Bay Chamber of Commerce.com, anchorbaychamber.com, on there, there's a link to the Macomb County magazine book that I gave you, that I showed with all from Macomb County. There is also a link from the Lakeshore Living Guide, and there's also a link on there for the chamber directory. The chamber directories are very useful tools with the information that's in it. So if they're looking for a particular area to live in, let's say they wanted to live in Chesterfield, we use Chesterfield, it'll give you a list of the parks and senior centers and stuff in there and what is in each one of those parks. For the Brandenburg Park, they have the boat launch, and they also have a water park. They have gazebos, and it's right on the water. So there's a lot of information in those magazines, all three of them that are up on the webpage.
Thank you. Another question. Can you remind us where the chamber offices are located, please?
The Anchor Bay Chamber office is located in New Baltimore at 51180 Bedford Street. And we're right across the street from the city of New Baltimore City Hall and next door to Big B's Coffee.
Fantastic. Thank you. I see Amy dropped a link to your website in the chat, anchorbaychamber.com. And Catherine, before you depart, could you please share your contact information in the chat?
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, we'll come back to Bob. Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Allison. And thank you, Catherine, very much for helping us better understand how we can use the Anchor Bay Chamber as a resource for our membership and for our clients. I also want to let our members know that they will be able to find information about the Anchor Bay Chamber in our weekly digest that comes out at the end of each week. And again, thank you to the two of you for being on that presentation this morning. To close out the meeting, I want to introduce Gino Tazzi, who will be your 2021 chapter president. Gino, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We know your schedules are busy and we appreciate your time this morning. We'll adjourn shortly, but first I'd like to recognize our 2021 chapter leadership team and announce some upcoming board events. Let's start with our officers for next year. Our 2021 secretary is Pat Deary. I will be serving as Macomb County Chapter President, and Kelly Dix is our 2021 President-elect. Our officers will be in good company as well with our 8 additional regions: Kathy Furlong, Kathleen Kelchner, Grant Kropfeld, Mary Rose Olinichek, George Shaheen, Don Simons, Chris Van Bell, who becomes the immediate past president, and Jamie Paternoster, our 2021 affiliate region. Additionally, we'll welcome Franny Canalos as our 2021 Young Professional Advisor. I look forward to serving as chapter president alongside this great group next year. Next, we have some upcoming events to announce. First, Macomb Chapter Morning Mixers. They continue on the second Thursday of each month. This Thursday, November 12th, we'll be at Coffee Break Cafe in East Point. All are welcome to join us in person or via Zoom. Next month, we'll be at Panera on Gratiot in Chesterfield Township. Second, roundtable discussions are on the second Friday of each month. Please register to attend at www.gpbr.com. 3, NAR convention is virtual this year. Register at www.conference.realtor to attend main sessions November 16th through the 18th. 4, on November 30th, in collaboration with WCR's Lake Point Network, we are decorating a Christmas tree outside Mount Clemens City Hall for the Mount Clemens Tinsel Tour. We are looking for decoration donations in advance and members to help decorate on November 30th. Please contact Kathleen Kelchner to get involved. 5th, our annual installation and holiday reception will take place on December 16th via Zoom. We hope you will join us on that day to watch the swearing in of our 2021 directors and take part in virtual festivities. Our events committee has arranged a collection for the Judson Center Holiday Wish program this year. There are 12 drop-off locations throughout Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties. You'll find a list of drop-off locations and requested items on our website. Donations will be accepted through December 8th. And 6, finally, our first general membership of 2021 is tentatively scheduled for February 10th with a focus on new construction and home builders. Please save the date and stay tuned for more details. Before I turn the meeting back to Bob, please be reminded that the final day to pay your 2021 dues is January 15th. Contact a GPBR management team member if you or your agents have any questions about dues. Thanks, everyone. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Gino, and thank you everyone for attending. For those who would like to stick around and chat, we'll keep the meeting open until 10:30. Meeting adjourned.